judge, jury, and executioner all season long. Up in the perch again tonight, Mr. Keith Parker, former street stock driver here at the speed plant. He's got the green flag in his hand and ready to drop it over your pole sitter of the 68. James Martin, he puts his foot through the firewall. We are underway here at the hill. RaceOnTexas.com on demand. Every thrill and spill, every burn and turn tonight will be on a Race on Texas this week as they nearly went 3 wide. They're door-to-door down the back straightaway. They're 3 wide mid-pack. The 7A of Hartso, the 81 of Ingles had to think better of it, got out of it, and got into the binders there. But leading lap 1 goes to Dean Rasco. Rasco is going to lead lap 1 in Colt 45. Rasco missed last Friday night's Texas State Championship prelim, drove his way from dead last in a B main event to grab 4th as they were taking the top 7. Well, a stellar performance for the Wascom, Texas racer, who's looking for career win number 78 here tonight. He leads the herd into 1 and 2. Martin stalking his tire tracks into 1. A big push by Rasco that time off the exit of 2. Last Saturday night's winner at Sabine Motor Speedway in Manny has worked his way to 3rd. Jody Prince, who has 3 career super late model wins here, as the late models are here tonight, has driven his WH Holly number 10 machine up to the 3rd spot in 10P. So Sullivan, Louisiana's Jody Prince going to go to the inside for a second. He'll look to grab the bridesmaids honors in this one. They'll go door-to-door in the 3 and 4. The caution's going to wave. See it, but I had to share that post-race interview from last year's 10,000 King of the Hill event, that post-race interview with Dean Rasco, and he jumps out to the early race lead here. If you haven't seen it, you can check out my Facebook page, about a 15-minute one-on-one with Dean, and it was very enjoyable. Something I had to share 1 year after the fact, because he smashes the loud pedal and separates himself by a few car lengths as they're 1 by 2 by 2, all the way back to 8th down the back straightaway. Jody Prince going to take over the bridesmaids honors in this one. They nearly go 3 wide through 3 and 4. The 68 of Martin going to keep the 96 of the Styles Automotive entry at a Keithville at Bay. The Nightmare Michael Knighton, who beat Morgan Bagley in the Spring Nationals in Vivian in an open wheel modified event several years ago, will work his way to 3rd. And the only Dominator Racing chassis in the field tonight. And some contact there through 3 and 4. A shot in the shorts for the 8. Oh, and on the front straightaway, nearly. Oh, they're going to both go upside down, maybe. Cameron Furr, the 17-year-old, has a wild flip down the front boulevard after contact with the 81 of Ingles. You could see that bad luck biscuit unfolding all the way off of turn number 4. And we're going to check on this young man immediately. He's out of the car, folks. A 17-year-old Cameron Furr. And he's upset, as you could see. The hill. Go ahead, Jody Prince, the Styles Automotive 96 of the Nightmare Michael Knighton, riding in 3rd on the restart. The fast Kunas, James Martin, 7A out of Vivian of Andrew Hartso Jr. The top 5 ready to go. Here we go. Heading back off into 1, dropping the hammer. The Colt 45, Dean Rasco going to lead. Here comes the Nightmare. Michael Knighton to the inside for 2nd, down the back straightaway. And turn number 3, the Styles Automotive 96. The Nightmare working to the inside of Sullivan, Louisiana's Jody Prince. The Prince holds him off and keeps him at bay. Dino right now feeling it and feeling good. A pair of PTS power plants underneath the hood for the Colt 45 as well as the 10P. Once again, Prince winner last Saturday at Manny, and he's stalking closer to the tail feather of the Colt 45 with the white flag waving. Could tonight be the night? Rasco with a push there off the exit of 2, going to open up the door for the 10P of Prince to maybe capitalize. He will not. Down the back straightaway into 3 for the final time. How about it, Boothill? For the Colt 45 off of turn number 4, heat race number 1, winner presented by Race on Texas, goes to Dean Rasco. I don't know. I don't see a 29 on there. Lights are out, though. We're underway. They're going to go 2 by 2 into 1 and 2. The 23 and 24. The 23 numerically goes in front of 24, and he will. Myers going to get a run down the back straight over to the outside of the 24 of Bo Perry. Here comes Burke throwing his hat into the ring. He'll become a player. Throw a blanket over your top 3 right now off of turn number 4 for the race lead. 3 different lanes wide down the front boulevard. The Boothill Speedway is racy so far tonight, baby. So the former Louisiana State dirt track champion Cody Tupper going to lead off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway, trying to sit on the outside front row alongside Rasco tonight. Rasco, one heat race number 1 over Jody Prince. Off of turn number 4 with the race lead is still Tupper in 23. Myers stalking him and hawking him into 1. He's got his crosshairs dialed. And he'll push up the racetrack, open up the door, get a little squirrely off of 2. And Myers all over him. Myers going to try to the outside for the race lead. Myers going to look for that outside line. He'll check the throttle. What a move by Cody Myers. That's how you win races. A textbook move. Folks, that's driving right there. Cody Myers just checked the throttle, drove right underneath the 23 of Tupper for the race lead. So he'll take over the race lead on that TRC race car number 55. Tupper going to smash the brakes there from the avoid, getting in the left rear quarter of the 55 of Myers. Hold on a second. Here comes Perry. Perry starting to feel it now. Bo Perry now over the back bumper to the 23 there for the second spot. They're door-to-door for 4th. Down the back straightaway, side by side, into turn number 3. Ryan Burke has the advantage over the 11 of Bowden for the 4th spot. Holds him off right now for the time being. Off of 4. Myers still with the race lead at the flag stand. Back into 1. Bo Perry knocking on the back door like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth. But Cody Tupper, the former dirt track champion here, says, "Get out of my house." And Bowden now becomes the player. Travis Bowden becoming a player. He'll step to the outside of the Boothill Speedway off of turn number 4. White flag waving for Myers. Final time into turn number 1. Myers has now separated himself by about 7-8 car lengths down the back straightaway for the final time. And he'll do it. So Dean Rasco wins heat number 1, winner of heat race number 2 at Bossier City will go to Cody Myers at 55. Second goes with the number 23 of Tupper. Third, the 24 of Perry. Not long ago, prior to the 7,000, inside of 2. Barton Glass, Gary Lipscomb in 99. Racing in memory always of Terry Lipscomb. So we drop the hammer into heat race number 3 of the night. They're door-to-door for the race lead off of 2 down the back straightaway. Shaw tries to the inside of Moore. And tough break for Lipscomb. The bad luck biscuit strikes. Here comes Princeton's Paul Lopez in 5. Princeton Paul. Brian Shaver in the number 10 from Cashada. Alan Lindo from Longview, Texas, the 136. They're going to go 3 different lanes wide nearly. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Now I see it says Triple X. Is that Sean? They're 3 wide for the race lead off the exit of 2. Is that Sean Graham? I'm trying to double check right now. What a race at Boot Hill in heat race number 3 for the factory stocks. Down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Karnak, Texas racer to the 28 of Lance Moore, holding on to the top spot. Door-to-door off of 4. It is, in fact, Sean Graham. Got himself a new car here this weekend. They're going to go side by side once again for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, trouble. Here comes Shaw. He'll throw his hat in the ring. They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 3. Oh, my, Boot Hill. And Sean Graham drifts up the racetrack. The 28 of Moore had no choice. 8 tires better than 4 there. And Shaw going to go back to the inside of Graham for the top spot, but out front, it's trouble. The hitman, Sean Graham, out front with a race lead. First time I've seen Graham drive this car. Not sure where he acquired it from or where it came from. When, where did Sean acquire this car? I got some questions. And he's liking the way it feels tonight. Feeling like Phil Collins. It's coming in the air tonight off of 4. The white flag is. Final trip around the quarter mile over here in Greenwood. And here comes Shaw, taking another bite to the inside for the race lead. Shaw Graham slams the door shut and says, "Get out of my house." Graham out of Shreveport, Louisiana, going to roll through the center of 3 and 4. Shaw right there to capitalize. They'll drag race off of 4 to the line. Your winner going to go to trouble, Shaw Graham. For Doug Vick Jr. Inside of him, the runner-up of the 10,000 win. The bootlegger race car, 45, it's Cowboy Richard Blanchard. The lights go out. We're back on our way. So I'm thinking maybe Frank Canizaro's and the other Canna Solutions C3 car. Not quite the start that Graham was looking for. Down the back straightaway into 3. Doug Vick Jr. going to go after him to the inside of Graham. He'll take that spot with no problems off of 4. Good to see Paul Grace back behind the wheel, the many-time mini-stock winner. The caution waves. Whoever wins there. Won the Pro Mod race last Saturday, and guess what? He won the factory stock main event from 5th as well. $4,000 sweep for the Vivian racer, Doug Vick Jr. The lights are out. We're back underway. Easton going to lead the herd into 1 and 2. Here comes Cowboy. Cowboy slides right up in front of the 4, and around goes Graham. No harm, no foul. We're clean and green through the center point of 3 and off of 4. Easton still leads. Vick Jr. pressuring. Vick Jr. pressuring to the inside of the 45 of Blanchard, and he'll take that spot. Jeff Bates' performance underneath the hood for the 4, screaming the life down the back straightaway. Your winningest factory stock driver here a year ago, Vick Jr., who won 4 off of 4 and car 4. Here Easton out of Forest Hill, Louisiana. And comfortable command of this one, but Vick Jr. about to stalk his tire tracks down. And I believe he's got something. A lot of confidence and momentum coming in on behalf of driver number 4. Vick Jr. always been very, very good here at the Hill. Your top 3 right now, separated by about the same distance off of 4. It's halfway in, halfway to go. Into turn number 1. Vick Jr. going to test the outside line. Here comes Vick off the exit of 2. A slip up by Forest Hills. Kerry Easton for the race lead down the back straight. They go side by side into turn number 3. Vick Jr. going to look to slide up on the 59. Easton. These 2 went toe-to-toe in Vivian earlier this year with 2 laps to go. One of the closest finishes in Vivian, Louisiana's Arklatex history earlier this year, but came down between these 2. It'll be on the Race on Texas, probably highlight reel for the year. Here comes Easton back to the inside for the race lead. And the white flag's waving the final quarter mile trip around the racetrack. Cowboy Blanchard can do nothing but just watch this battle up in front. Easton drives it back deep into 1 and 2. Cannot find the stick that he's looking for. Loses bite off the exit of 2 for the final time down the back straightaway. Easton drives it back deep, but it's not going to be enough. Smooth and easy does it for the 5-time track champion Vivian, Doug Vick Jr., your winner. With Stormy direct in traffic at 2, the RKT operating Tidwell Motorsports number 81. That'll be Ricky Ingalls. Dylan Spear, your point leader inside of row number 3. Nate Gaines is outside of 2. The lights are out. We are underway. Cody Tupper in the IRP chassis number 23 and Johnny Kemp in 48. The lights are out. We are underway at the Hill Unlimited Modified Heat Race number 1. So the white flag's waving, and off of 4, your winner is going to go to Casey Penn out of Shreveport. Second goes to Ricky Ingles in 81. Third goes to Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry in K1. It's on Texas.com. Rhino rear ends, Marshall Luminato, IRP. Inside of road number 2. Ben Leedy out of Jonesboro, Louisiana. The Ross plays B99 outside. At the A1 of State Sauce, Teams Wilson. The 23, the former Louisiana State dirt track champ, Cliff Tupper Jr. The 99, the Team Loud Putter Motorsports IRP chassis for Mark Underwood Jr. Mark Underwood Jr. Gonna smash it to the outside of the racetrack in his Ingles Racing Performance chassis number 99. Rolling up to the tail feather of the A1 of Steak Sauce. All over Steak Sauce there for third. He'll pilot it to the outside of the go door-to-door. He'll dispose of in quick, fast, and in a hurry. Wilson up to the challenge, not just yet. As the missile from Marshall leads off of 4. So Grigsby, that stellar run here for the King of the Hill event in the factory stocks. They're 3 wide all the way at the tail here. Craig Oaks, your most recent limited modified A-main winner here at the Speedway. Won a big one and gave tribute to Mr. Wayne Wilkins in Victor Lane and burnt the house down on the front straightaway. And a big win for the 91 of Craig Oaks that night. And one of the best limited modified main events we've ever seen here at the Greenwood Oval. Off of 4, the missile still leads. On the march to the front, it's Mark Underwood Jr. If Mark Underwood Jr. can run down the Marshall missile, you know he's got something up his sleeve for the night's main event. He is undoubtedly the quickest car on the racetrack right now. No transponder system to give us that indication, but it's very indicative as you're seeing him pick up the car links on the speed plant. All the way from outside of row number 4 for the 99 from Ruston, Louisiana, Mark Underwood Jr. Can he do it? 2 laps to go to run down the Marshall missile. Grigsby, the winningest limited modified driver here over the last 5 years, heads him off in a 1. Grigsby tallying and acquiring the most votes for RaceOnTexas.com All-Star voting for the All-Star race for the 10,000 win event. The Southern Sport Bond Nationals voted by Chase Allen and Jason Ingles at the Heart of Texas Speedway in Waco coming up September 7th, 8th, and 9th. And a bobble by Grigsby off of 2 opens up the door for the final time down the back straightaway for Ruston, Louisiana's. He'll drive it deep to the inside. Underwood to the inside of Grigsby. It won't be enough. Grigsby smashes the loud pedal. He'll win it by half a car length. Now residing at a Shreveport, it'll be Garrett Albertson. Is it Jack? The 2-time reigning series champion, driver of the Merrill Bonding Company AAA Diesel Mark Martin Automotive number 18, Rocket XR1. It's Cadillac Jack Sullivan. The lights are out. Cop Cam Super Dirt Series Heat Race number 1 is underway from the Boothill Speedway for the first time since 2010 when the Ruston Rocket Kenny Merchant got the victory here over the Rocket Ray Moore. Oh, drifting up off the exit is the 96th Lee Davis. Opened up the door for the young man out of Marouge. 3K Tanner Killick takes over the race lead off of 4. He'll lead off of 4. Here comes Jack. Rolling like a Cadillac to the front. Sullivan with that Clements power underneath the hood will work side by side with Albertson off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. The track is awfully quick tonight. Lee Davis, all kinds of bad luck. He'll fall to the tail from the pole position. Nearly off of 4. Frazier still holds on the second behind your race leader to the 3K of Tanner Killick. Boy, has Tanner Killick really come a long way. In a short period of time, Tanner Killick began his racing career in limited modifieds at the age of 11 and 12 years old. So the young man, like I said, who worked his way up to 7th last weekend, the Cop Cams Topless 100 in Locust Grove. Tanner Killick out of Marouge, Louisiana, 19 years old, will smash his foot through the firewall off of 4. Brett Frazier rides 2nd. We are underway. Cadillac Jack, who opened up the season with a victory at Timberlawn Speedway, has the most victories on tour this year. Down the back straightaway in 18. 2-3, and off of turn number 4, they're side by side nearly for the race lead off of 4. Up front at the flag stand, 3K still leads in a 1. Jack Sullivan to the inside of Frazier for the bridesmaids honors. Frazier cocks it sideways, loses some traction down the back straightaway, won't hurt him too much, and he'll lose some ground. A slide job. Well, that's a textbook pass there off of 4. Their current Cop Cam Super Dirt Series is in a Lucas Oil point leader, and the Rocket XR1 Clements power number 18. Cadillac Jack Sullivan accumulating passing points in this one. It's not always necessarily where you finish. It's about how many cars you pass to get to where you finish. And Jack Sullivan right now has got a bushel of them. Up to the bridesmaids in this one. He'll set his crosshairs to the back spoiler of the 3K for the young man out of Rouge, Louisiana, Tanner Killick for the race lead. Killick leads off of 4, down the front boulevard into 1. If Killick can hold on and win it, it'd be a big feather in his cap. This young man is just reaching the natural progression in his racing career where the good finishes and a string of good performances are starting to click his way. Two laps to go. Show my flagman David Corbello into 1. Chris Ellis, of course, your typical Chiefs starter on this series, and Chris not able to be with us this weekend. Corbello been trailing the flags for over 2 decades. Final time off of 2 down the back straightaway for the driver of the Sherwood Insurance Agency, J&J Motorsports, Greenpoint AG, Plunkett Aviation, Stuckey Enterprises, 3K Tanner Killick from Rouge wins heat race number 1 for the Comp Cam Series. Race car to be Gavin Landers. He's in the Crop Production Services entry inside of row number 3 from Leesville, Louisiana, the 4X. It's Brock Williams. Outside of Brock, the Catman, John Mitchell, who won his first ever Super Late Model race here back on March the 17th of 01. Catman is the 2012 champion on the tour. The lights are out. We are underway. And, of course, Cabot, Arkansas's David Payne rounds out the field in 7. The lights are out. Oh, my. They're going to go 3 different lanes wide here for the race lead off of 4. Duke makes some contact with the 00 of Wilson there off of 4. So Cousins are going to go out of here for the second spot off of 2 down the back straightaway. For many years, Rick Duke was helping turn of the wrenches for Rob Litton. And finally got the niche to do some super late model racing himself, and they make just a little bit of contact down the front straightaway. Great race there for second. Between family members, off of 2, Litton now slides up in front and takes sole possession of that spot, but Duke's still going to hammer it to the outside of the hill. Landers throws his hat into the ring. And the ASC Warranty Crop Production Services, 7 Sweet Bloomquist chassis, down the back straightaway. Fort Smith, Arkansas's Brandon Wilson still out front with a race lead. But Litton is working closer for the race lead off of 2 down the back straightaway. I don't believe Rob Litton's ever won on the Comp Cams Tour. Don't believe he has. Of course, this, and he'll take the race lead. The only 4-time Southern United Professional Racing Series champion. Rob Litton has 33 wins on that tour. Takes over the top spot into 1. Rob Litton checking out on him now. Down the back straightaway into 3 is rocket by Litton, wall-to-wall performance power plant, rocking and rolling around the Boothill Speedway tonight down the front boulevard with the white flag waving in front of his face as he heads off into 1 for the final time. Good run for Fort Smith's Brandon Wilson still occupies 2nd. 3rd still being held by Duke. A good run for Rick Duke as well. Landers back and forth. The Catman's 5th. Double checkers in front of the face of your winner, Rob Litton, your winner from Alexandria, Louisiana. Wilson will grab 2nd. 3rd will go to the 6D of Rick Duke. A late model win earlier this season. Driving the DP Motorsports Olin Shocks and Spring Stealth carburetors. Number 1, it's B.J. Robinson. Lights are out. We're underway off of 4. Kyle Beard and Ronnie Adams go toe-to-toe into 1. So the tour makes its first trip to Greenwood, Louisiana for the first time since 2010 when the Rustin Rocky Kenny Merchant got the win over Ray Moore. Off of 4, Ronnie Adams, who has over 300 career wins here, is going to set a torrid pace around the racetrack that he knows better than none other. The most recent Comp Cams victory for Adams came at Tracy Clay's Hammer Hill I-30 Speedway in Little Rock, Arkansas. several years ago. And he'll roll off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway, filling it tonight. B.J. Robinson going to dispose of 3 cars. From the till now up to the 4th spot is Robinson. And David Peterson's DP Motorsports Olin Shocks and Springs Cooper's Country Meat Packers number 1. He and Chandler Petty going to continue to go side by side off the exit of 2. Petty using that outside line of that momentum to his advantage to power his way to the outside of Robinson, but Robinson evens the way on the hub and the center point of the corners. Track kind of locking, well, I wouldn't call it locked down, but the quickest lane right now is undoubtedly around the hub of the track. Adams has found the quick line around the hill and is hitting his marks. I don't want to ever say I call it. We got a long way to go tonight, but I told a fellow race fan last night that I have a feeling that it could be Ronnie Adams' weekend. He's looking awfully impressive to this point. Truman, Arkansas's Kyle Beer still rides second in 86. Beard, the 3rd winningest driver on tour, behind Jack Sullivan and Wendell Wallace. Zach McMillan's had a stellar breakout campaign in the late model this year as well. He and Mo Bags, Morgan Bagley. Sorry about that. They come out of the same shop as Adams has separated himself with this time by. It'll be one more trip around the speed plant here in Greenwood, Louisiana. For the driver we call the King of Boothill. One more trip for the driver of the Ricky Jowers Motorsports Luigi's Restaurants OWC number 11. And a stellar run off of turn number 4. The King of Boothill, rockin' Ronnie Adams, gets the job done here at his home track. I know Andy, Adam Stevens is on the outside of 2. Bradley Barnes is in the 30. I'll find out who's inside of 2. The lights are out. We're underway. Re-racked and stacked start. It's Randy Darling and Billy Robinson on the front row in this one. Robinson ready to put his foot through the floorboard off before we're underway. These guys making more contact there at the tail of the 911 of Hornaday. Look at that. They're nearly 4 wide off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Billy Robinson putting a tail whipping on his competition right now. You can throw a quilt over 2nd through 5th right now off of 4 down the front boulevard. Robbie Hickman having a stellar performance in the 2nd spot in car number 39. Robinson is checking out on him. Knew if that Bobby Johnson trailer rolled in with BJ, the 101 and the 01, and you knew guys like Haddix was there and Hennigan's. Yeah, you knew it was going to be a good night. Lights are out, though. We're back underway in Pro Mod Heat Race number 1. Oh, contact on the restart. Over at Timberline with Ronald Pooking nipping at his heels on the last 5 laps. Back underway in the 1. Robinson going to look to separate himself. Robert Graham will go to 2nd. Bradley Barnes, oh, look out. 39 of Hickman squeeze Barnes in the wall off the exit of 2. Hornaday loops it. No harm, no foul. We stay clean and green. It'll be 1.5 trips to go around the Older Stoat Oval here in Louisiana, down the back straightaway when he met the midpoint of the back chute, and off of 4 will be the white flag in front of the face of Robinson at 0-1. And Barnes cocks the car sideways. In. Good start for Washburn as he heads off into 1 and 2 for the first time in this heat race for the Pro Mods down the back straightaway with the race lead is 27. Mark got a big screaming run into turn number 3 to the inside of Hildebrandt. Vic Jr. right there. They're trying to go 3 wide. Can't quite get the job done there. Vic Jr. going to scream by. Down the back straightaway, Barnes going to go to the inside for the 3rd spot. Can't get the job done. He will now. He'll dispose of Hildebrandt to the H4. Four laps in, 4 laps to go this time by for Mikey Mike. Mike might have to wash the burn off the rest of his competitors after this tail whooping. Into 1, Washburn setting a blistering pace around the Boothill Speedway Oval here in Greenwood as he rides off the exit 2 down the back straightaway. He will not want to see a caution though, because in hot pursuit is the driver of the 4V, the hottest driver in the division right now. Maybe tied with the 27 of Washburn for that title. Vic Jr. trying to stalk closer to the front, but his time is running out as tick-tock goes the racing clock. Washburn will dispose of another lap car down the back straight into 3. They're all 4. See a face full of white flag from your flagman Keith Parker this time. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the final time. To the center point of 3 and 4 and off of 4. A face full of checker flag Pro Mod heat race winner goes to the Architect Sheet Metal Welding number 27 of Mike Washburn. Second goes to Doug Vic Jr. The Big Show, Eric Norris will grab 3rd and 44 in. John Lafitte in the 29 of the reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track Champ. Miss Triple X Brittany Shreen going to go side by side for the race lead. And your front wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race tonight here at the Hill. They're still going to go door to door for the top spot down the back straightaway, wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Lafitte going to have to take his feet off the loud pedal there. And the lady going to roll to the front. Miss Triple X Brittany Shreen to the top spot. Shreen had a great run last week in the Texas State Championship. Her first round of heats was stellar. The second round got crowded by a car on the racetrack and stuffed that thing into the wall. She doesn't make too many mistakes in her young racing career, but kind of had nowhere to go there. And now she's throwing the keys on the counter. She's going to go ahead and check out on them now. The only time Brittany's perhaps not been out front or challenging up front is if she's had some mechanical woes or computer problems. There's been a lot of electrical stuff. And rolled a tire off the rim as well not long ago. I don't want to talk about bad luck. This young lady needs some good luck on her side. Rolling off before with a face full of checker flag. Miss Triple X Brittany Shireen wins your front-wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race tonight here at Boot Hill. How about this? Cody White. Cody White back behind the wheel. He's in a 4-cylinder tonight. Cody White in the 55. Of course, his father, Benji White, drove the 49 Dub pure stock for many years and as well in the factory stock class. And Cody raced for several years himself in a factory stock, drove the number 22 and the number 22 limited modified. He'll get the door shut on him by the 9-year-old. Down the back straightaway as Collier looks to check out this one. I love Toby. Toby's basically sitting on the dash. So no trouble for Collier in this one. He'll see 2 by at 14. Toby Davis still holding on to second, but for how long? White's got a head of steam into 1 and 2. I assume that's the same Cody White. Oh, look out, Toby. Oh, my goodness. Good thing that it hit him in the driver's door. That car jerked a hard right in the yellow checker. Go to your winner of the 14 at Chris Collier. Coming across second of the 55 will go to Cody White. Wow. David Winslet was not with us at our most recent event here at the Hill. I'm hoping to see these mod car counts rise. So you're starting to perhaps see a more minimal amount of modified races around. The top 4 in your factory stock B main transfer to the main event tonight. And it'll be Vivian's Andrew Hartsoe Jr. who leads them in the 1 and 2 for the first time. They're 3 wide for third there momentarily off the exit of 2. Headed down the back straightaway, it'll be Hartsoe with the race lead. Princeton's Paul Lopez. Wascom's James Martin to the 68. Your 1, 2, 3 punch right now. We're rolling off the 4. Down the back straightaway, the top 5 go to the main event tonight. I know, I'm just kidding. The top 4 go to the A. The top 4 to the main event tonight here at Boothill in your factory stock B main, the first of 2 B mains. So we'll take 8 out of the 2 B main events. As James Martin out of Wascom, Texas, the driver formerly they resided at Thibodaux, Louisiana, earned the nickname the Fast Coon Ass. 68 leads. Won the track championship here in 2014. Right now, Brian Shaver from Coachella, Louisiana. Andrew Hartsoe. I don't know he's James Martin puts his foot through the firewall off of turn number 4. Paul Lopez in the 2nd spot. Alan Lindo, who drove all the way over here from Lone Star tonight. Lone Star rained out. He said, well, guess what? I'll head to Boothill. So Lindo rolling up to the top spot like a window.
I got you, dog.
Checker flag in front of the face of your winner, B main number 1, the 68 of James Martin. So Robert Graham grabs the 4th and final transfer spot in the 33. Of course, we saw Tippy Bickham behind the wheel of that car not long ago. You never know who's going to wheel that thing. I think the seat's up for grabs, and they just roll dice for it every week. Your B main winner. Your B-main winner of the 68, James Martin out of Wascom, Texas. He'll go to the main event tonight, as well as Paul Lopez in the 5. On the pole, a B-main number 2, top 4 transfer to the A. Once again, race fans, the top 4. On pole, it'll be the Karnak Texan. And the 11 of Travis Bowden. The 35 of Paul Graves. Inside of 2, the Ford Power 34 JR of Ryan Burke from Keithville. That'll be B.J. Cook. Charles Graham out on the outside of the 43J. The lights are out. We are back underway. The top 4 go to the main event tonight. The Crystal Auto Collision 24C from Bossier City. Oh, look out, Ryan Burke. He just got into the left rear quarter of the 11 of your race leader, Travis Bowden, for the race lead. More carnage in the 1 and 2, and the caution comes out. On green, this time by.
Put him to the infield and like now he's doing.
That one was a rather lengthy caution, but I will say this, folks. Props to all the track officials and workers and scorers up here. They've done a fine job. These cars have been relined and been ready to go all night long. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than others, but a lot of times that's out of everybody's hands. You never know what may be broke or taken down on these cars. Ryan Burke occupies the 4th and final transfer spot as their door-to-door up in front of him for the 2nd and 3rd spot, respectively, off of turn number 4 into 1. Bowden leads, a breakout driver of the year candidate for RaceOnTexas.com as they'll go 3 wide for 2nd off the exit of 2. Ryan Burke, he was a shark. He smelled blood in the water. He said, I'll take it. Burke parts the sea. He'll go to the inside of Cook, and he'll take the 3rd spot, and he'll try to the inside of the 35 for 2nd. Ryan Burke, feeling like Phil. It's coming in the air tonight.
What was that?
What?
See that flicker? That's
The Karnak Texan, Travis Bowden, setting a blistering pace out front, minding his own business. Graves, the former mini stock aces, they're trying to go 3 different lanes wide again for the 2nd spot. This track is actually widened out pretty good. These late models ought to be pretty fun to watch on this one. Off at turn number 4, halfway in, halfway to go. 50% of this race complete. The other half. So the white flag's waving the final trip around the speed plant here in Greenwood, Louisiana. As right now your top 4.
One ticket right now.
Final time down the back straightaway off of 4. Checkers are out. Ryan Burke took a stab at it for the win, but your winner goes to the 11 from Karnak of Travis Bowden. Ryan Burke will grab second in 34. It's the most beautiful sight in all of motorsports. It's the ground-pounding, heart-throbbing, earth-shattering, super late models. The Cop Cam Super Dirt Series presented by Lucas Oil rolls off the exit of turn number 4. For you, the race fans, back at Boothill for the first time since 2010. It never gets. Adams has 3 career wins with the Cop Cam store. The only time the Cop Cam Series visited Boothill Speedway was back in 2010 when the Rustin Rocket Kenny Merchant won. The young man, the 19-year-old from Rouge, Louisiana, to set the pace and put his foot through the full board. We are underway off of 4 with the green flag waving from David Corbello. 40 laps of heart-throbbing, ground-pounding thunder off of 4. And the one for the first time. Adams going to go way high, wide, and handsome and shoot out of a rocket off the 2 down the back straightaway, trying to go 3 wide. He will not be able to split the gap. The 18 of Cadillac Jack going to inherit that spot, and leading lap 1's going to go to the 6X of Rocket Rob Litton. Litton leads lap 1 and 6X. Litton leads lap 1 and 6X off the 2 down the back straightaway. The 2-time reigning series champion Jack Sullivan has rode his way up to 2nd and 18. Sullivan up to 2nd and 18 now, as he disposed early of the 11A of Ronnie Adams for the bridesmaids owners in this one. Your initial pole sitter, the young man Tanner Killick, with a stellar run tonight. Here comes the silent assassin, Kyle Beard. And the rock car power coating. Upton Motorsports, Gary Beard trucking number 86, Black Diamond off of 4. He's got it rolling around the hill outside of the speed plant. Kyle Beard with 33 career super late model victories in his career. Looking for a career win number 34 tonight. Earlier this season, they visited the Lone Star Speedway for the first time on the tour's history, and he got the win in Kilgore. He'll look to win at Boothill tonight. Basically, you'd say for his first time ever, and he goes way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon there off the exit of 2 and finds a big steaming run down the back straightaway. He'll try to pull the back spoiler of the 18 of Jack Sullivan, and he'll take a peek to the inside. Nothing doing that time off of 4. Back into 1. It's all Rob Litton out front, leading and setting a torrid pace. Litton has won here in his career with the former Southern Non-Professional Racing Series, where he has 33 wins on that tour. And he's the only 4-time champ. Right now, everybody hooked up around the top side of the speed plant. The first driver you're seeing to elect to take the hub will be the one of Brett Frazier, the Jet, who knows his way around this racetrack. Has many wins here in open wheel modifieds over the years, but has never won here in a late model. So the Jet, Brett Frazier, who did win here a year ago in a modified, driving for Richie Thompson, as well as for Gary Bassett, the Mr. Plumber number 33, but off of 4. With the race lead is still Alexandria, Louisiana's Rob Litton, trying to win one for the home state. Rob Litton. He has struggled in some, I guess you could say, his sorts the last several years. Broke into victory lane last year at the Lone Star Speedway. But right now, here comes the 2-time reigning series champ, Cadillac Jack. He's got the Clements power underneath the hood singing a song, and that Rocket XR1, built by Mark Richards and Steve Baker. He'll have to hug the hub, and right now is when this race is going to get interesting. Lap traffic. You typically want to be the driver who sits in second, can hunt the race leader through lap traffic, and you can dictate where to go or where not to go. Right now, Rob Litton, you can basically say that he is a sitting duck. If this race goes caution-free, he'll undoubtedly work his way through heavy sets of lap traffic. The next victim will be Leesville, Louisiana's Brock Williams here off the exit of 2. And he'll have to go to the inside. No, he'll have to check the brakes. It'll slow his momentum down just a bit. And Sullivan in 18 is going to capitalize and pull in by another car length. Off of 4. The 6X still leads at the flag stand this time by. As we head back off of the 1, the next victim, but he's about a half a straightaway up ahead as Bossier City, Louisiana's Trey Bean in 115. So Trey Bean up ahead will be the next victim to go a lap down as Litton has now found his way around the hub of the track. Oh my, and they're 3 wide down the back straightaway here. Not sure for what positions, but the track is definitely racy right now, and the caution's going to wave. Not sure for the reason of the caution at the moment, but the caution's going to wait for the system implemented. So be sure and check it out. As we're re-racked and stacked, Alexandria, Louisiana's Rob Litton's led the first lucky 13 laps, but Cadillac Jack Sullivan ready to capitalize. But how about the silent assassin Kyle Beard from Truman, Arkansas? Lights are out. We're back underway. Heading back off into 1. Kyle Beard going to test the low line of the racetrack on the restart. He had no other choice as a slip up at the midpoint of the back straightaway for the 18 of Jack Sullivan. Going to allow the 86 to drive back to his inside here to the center point of 3 and 4, and off of 4. They're still door to door. A great run tonight for the Jet Brett Frazier. Brett Frazier now going to drop right in front of the lane of the 11A of Ronnie Adams. And oh my goodness, down the back straightaway, that almost got ugly. Rick Duke got the door slammed shut in his face off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway there. Nearly bottled the entire field up from on back. Some comers and goers early in this one, but I tell you, the man on the march right now running the outside of the racetrack, a driver who scored his first ever late model win here back on March the 17th of 2001. The Catman, John Mitchell. John Mitchell, who's been doing some modified racing this year, won a USMTS race up in Wichita at 81 Speedway. Working the outside line of the Boothill Speedway and making it look well. Back up front here for the 3rd spot. It's the Jet Brett Frazier and the silent assassin Kyle Beard, who rolled door to door off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. The outside line of that momentum working to the advantage for the silent assassin Kyle Beard in 86. They roll that black diamond rock hard powder coating. Gary Beard trucking entry. And here comes Frazier back to his inside. Brett Frazier looking to have one of the best finishes in his late model career tonight. Of course, finished second to the Deuces Wild big event over at Chatham several years ago. But all of a sudden, making himself a player, throwing his hat into the ring, B.J. Robinson. B.J. Robinson now working on that lead trio down the back straightaway. Robinson getting closer and closer. 20 laps are scored. It'll be 20 laps to go. We're down to a regular dirt track 20 laps Saturday night. 20 to go here at Boot Hill, and it's all Alexandria, Louisiana's Rob Litton, who's led every lap in this one. He has not yet been challenged by the 18 of Jack Sullivan since the drop of the hat on that last restart with 13 complete. But you have to have a feeling when Litton does meet lap traffic that the 18 has not quite yet showed all of his cards. Cadillac likes to show his aces when it matters the most. Like I said, oftentimes you do want to be the driver sitting in the catbird seat in the 2nd spot to be able to capitalize and take a pounce on the race leader as he works his way through lap traffic. But we'll see what happens as this one works its way through. Chief score for the Concam Series just put it out there 3 wide there about mid-pack, and I was looking at your race leader, the 6X, Rob Litton, with I believe 17 to go now. It'll be about that time when we get down to the nitty-gritty in this race. If we stay caution-free to this point, or to that point, it's going to be very interesting. Sullivan is within striking distance right now to make something happen if Litton were to approach heavy lap traffic. But right now, undoubtedly, Rob Litton is running one of the best races I've seen him drive in quite some time. As a stellar race car and a stellar performance, he is solid on the wheel and holding back the 2-time reigning champion on the tour. But here he comes. He's inching closer and closer. Sullivan ready to do what Jack does. Jack Sullivan has not won at the Boothill Speedway since it's been a quarter mile. Sullivan was one of the actual few drivers who won here in this track. And here comes Jack for the race lead. He's got it. Jack Sullivan going to take over the top spot off the exit of 2 with a bobble for the race leader, the 6X of Rob Litton. Jack Sullivan going to take over the race lead. Rob Litton, as the 18 of Sullivan is rolling right to the center point of the racetrack, lets it drift up to the outside and smashes the loud pedal off the exit of 2. And you can tell the handling is going away on the 6X for Litton. His entry to the corner in the 3 and 4 is much different, and it's killing his momentum off exit. And that was the difference in the separation for the 18 of Sullivan. That line worked well for the first 20 or so laps of this race, but as we wind the laps down, as the sand of the hourglass goes away and tick-tock goes the race clock, the line in the fast lane around the Boothill Speedway is right to the center, and how Jack Sullivan's able to execute right off of exit. Litton may not be done though. Perhaps he wanted to be the driver. I don't think he ever wanted to run second, but perhaps he wanted to be the driver running second to have the upper hand on where he should or shouldn't go and find a way to work his way back around the race leader now. Jack Sullivan, as he works his way to the tail feather of the 115 of Bean, off of the exit of corner number 4. Bean will be the next victim to go a lap down. In front of Bean. So now the 18 of Jack Sullivan will dispose. Well, not quite yet. Trey Bean doesn't let him quite go by. Will that allow the 6X to make some gains here? Through 3 and off of 4. Sullivan and Bean still door to door. This time by, it'll be 5 laps to go. 5 more trips around the legendary quarter mile oval here in Greenwood since 1973. The first time the tour has visited here since 2010 when the Rustin Rocket Kenny Merchant won here in a thriller over Ray Moore. When the tour was called the MSRA Series. It'll be 4 to go now at the flag stand for the 18 of Cadillac Jack Sullivan out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Doesn't appear that Litton quite has anything to throw at him if he gets bottled up and up by lap traffic. David Payne out of Cabot, Arkansas, becoming a tough player there to get disposed of. And Jack will now go by down the back straightaway. Payne shows some respect to his counterpart out of Arkansas. It'll be 3 trips around. Nope, 2 to go this time by. 2 to go this time by at the flag stand for Cadillac Jack Sullivan. Looking for a 7th win on the season. He has been on an absolute different planet than the rest of his competitors the last couple of years. One of the more well-liked and respected racers. He'll roll off the exit of corner number 4 with a face full of checkered flag. Cadillac Jack Sullivan wins for the first time ever in a late model here at Boothill. Sullivan takes the dub, grabbing second. A great run for Alexandria, Louisiana's Rob Litton, who led the first half of this race. I want to wish a big happy birthday, a happy 11th birthday to Deanna Boyd. Happy birthday, Deanna. Destiny. Y'all be sure. Destiny. Good Lord. Thank you, buddy. Sean. Mr. David, good to see you. Folks, when he climbs out of the car, give him a big round of applause. The driver of the Merrill Bonding panel chipping 888 Diesel, Mark Martin Automotive. Number 18, his 7th win on the year. He's been absolutely dominant. From Greenbrier, Arkansas, the 2-time reigning series champion of the Clements-powered Rocket XR1. Here he comes, Boothill. Give it up for Cadillac Jack Sullivan in 18. How about it, Jack? It's been an absolute flawless year for you, man. 7th win on the year, 2-time reigning champ. That one, you had to work for it. I wasn't sure if lap traffic was going to become a major reality there, but the looks like your car just kind of freed up. You were able to roll that outside, just were able to get by Rob there. I guess lap traffic played a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, I just kind of, sometimes running second's probably the best, when you go through traffic. I knew that middle was kind of good there, and I really didn't want to show it to him. And so I kind of caught him there, and it stuck better than I thought it would, really. And then, he had to, let me go there. But, I'll be honest with you, I really didn't know if I wanted to come down here tonight because all the hurricane and all this, but I'm kind of glad I came now. But I appreciate all you fans for coming. Thank y'all very much. We got to have y'all for dirt track racing. Y'all don't watch that nap car. Watch dirt track.
Jack, were you ever worried, though, that Rob may have had something after you kind of showed him the line? Were you worried as you were trying to approach a few cars and dispose of them and put them down a lap? Kind of had a few troubles there getting around a few of those cars. Were you ever worried?
Well, no, thank you. I had my man showing me I kind of had a lead there, and I wasn't really trying to. I really didn't want to lose it, And so I just kind of ride there, and I knew I knocked my spoiler off because I got loose, and so I was just trying to maintain there. It's just our night,
Gave it the old Bobby Pierce there.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I did want to talk to you about, I was going to come by your trailer. You won here back in 09 when this track was still a 3/8 mile. Only about 5 months later, this track was shortened down to the quarter mile. It's the first time I think you've raced here since the track was a quarter. You won here with USMTS back in 09 when it was a 3/8. Like I said, what do you think of the track now that's a quarter? Is it just as fast, or what's your take on it?
Well, I like it a lot better. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a chicken. I don't like going that fast. I like it kind of slow and, where you can rub a little bit without, knocking everything off. Sometimes they get these racetracks so big, you touch somebody, you knock something, you break something or whatever. So this is the perfect size. It's a real nice racetrack, and I'm glad I got to come back.
I think you're actually the first driver to win a USMTS race and a regional late model race. That's pretty impressive. Congratulations to you, Jack. Anybody you want to thank real quick?
Yeah, I got to thank my crew. We've had a tough couple of weeks. Being Batesville in the rain is just pure hell. And but I got to thank AAA Diesel Service. We lost him this year, Dickie Allen. He's helped racing from way before I ever come around. So we miss him. Panel Chipping, Rocket Race Cars, Kaiser Integra, my brother. Hell, Mark Martin. I'm going to forget somebody, but it takes everybody. But thank you.
Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you all very much.
Cadillac Jack Sullivan in Victor Lane here at Boot Hill. He said, don't watch nap car, watch dirt cars. Rocket Rob, boy, you had a great run going tonight, my friend, and I can't say, lap traffic sometimes it can bite you in the rear. I'm not sure what happened tonight. It looked like a car may have tightened up just a little bit. Tell me what you saw from your vantage point.
Well, I felt like I was kind of slicking up where I was running, and I moved up a little bit, and when I did, there's a big berm down there, and I just picked up a push I couldn't get out of, and he drove right by me.
Thought you were about to get one here for the home state.
Well, I was hoping so. This isn't but like the 5th time we've run this year, so we'd like to race a little more.
I gotta wrap these up because of the weather, obviously, but man, that's a segue. I was about to talk about the minimal amount of times you've raced this year. This has got to be a huge shot in the arm for you and the team, man. As you guys have kind of struggled a little bit when you did race the last couple of years and ended at Lone Star with a big victory last year, but I know this has got to be big for your team right now.
Yeah, I think we've raced 5 times this year and rained out about 10 or 11. So when we've had a chance to race, it's been bad weather, and we just don't travel that far from home anymore.
Give you an opportunity to thank the folks that help you out, man. They deserve it.
Hey, I want to thank Advanced On Site, Wall to Wall, Rocket Chassis, TWM Racing Products, and I want to thank all the fans for coming out. I want to thank the track for having us, and we may see y'all the next time y'all run.
Best of luck to you the rest of the year, Rob.
Thank you.
Rob Litton from Alexandria. Folks, you know who this guy is. No stranger to Victory Lane, the Jet Brett Frazier. Brett, probably your best ever finish with the Comp Cam Series for sure. You had a strong runner-up in second at the Deuces Wild several years ago at Chatham, but, man, from start to finish, what a night for you.
Yeah, it went pretty good. This has made about 100 laps on that car, and we haven't been able to race this year. And I'm pretty tickled with it. And I think if we make a few more adjustments on it, it's going to be pretty quick.
Is your first time out all year?
I've had about 50 laps on it since tonight. So, yeah, basically this is the first full night. So
always feels good to come here to the home track and have a good run as well.
That's right. Grew up out here, love running good here.
Real quick, give you an opportunity to thank the folks that help you out.
Oh, Lord. Marshall Mobile Homes, Tri-State Magneto, RT Construction, ABC Auto Parts, Trackstar Race Cars, and Mike and Jamie Bolin have been great to work with. And the good Lord, He's my favorite sponsor.
Great to see you. Jesus Saves. Great to see you on the podium here, man. Well overdue, well deserved.
Thank y'all, and thank y'all for coming and braving the weather.
Give it up for him, folks. The Jet, Brett Frazier, comes home third tonight. Hey, let's give all these guys on the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series late models a hand for making it here to Boothill Speedway tonight and putting on a great show. 40 laps the entire distance. And once again, your winner out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Driving the panel chipping, Martin Automotive. Centerpoint Graphics, number 18, Rocket XR1. Cadillac Jack Sullivan gets the West Monroe, Louisiana. Steak Sauce Heath Wilson in A1. Nate Gaines, who got a big win last month at Lone Star to the Tim Abels Trucking P&W Ironworks, number 7. The lights are out. We're going to go for 20 laps. Limited modified main event is underway from the Boothill Speedway. The last limited modified main event here was an absolute stellar run, and Craig Oaks got the win. Down the back straightaway, the 48 of Kemp came around early. They're trying to go 3 wide there for second off the exit of 2. Down the front straightaway, Penn's going to lead lap number 1 at 5. AC Penn leads lap 1. The Marshall Missile going to work the outside of the racetrack, and the caution waves. We'll talk about it in a minute. Casey Penn led lap number 1, 19 to go, 1 scored. Derek Grigsby, Mark Underwood, we're back underway. Grigsby looks to sidestep the 99 on Mark Underwood. Underwood drives it back deep into turn number 3. Off of 4. Casey Penn still out front, setting a pace around the hill right now. Grigsby with a big push that time. Open up the door for the 99. Down the back straightaway for second. Underwood going to drive it deep to the inside. Derek Grigsby for second. He's not going to be able to capitalize just yet. Grigsby smashes the lap pedal, separates itself by a car length of the flag stand. It's 69. 69 and 99 going at it side by side for second in this one. Grigsby using that side bite to the advantage off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Penn continues to lead. The Shreveport, Louisiana native off the exit of 4, out front in 5. Casey Penn putting on an absolute clinic tonight here in the Greenwood Oval. It'll be Kemp. It'll be the first car to be a victim to go a lap down here as they approach the next straightaway into turn number 3. Penn has a sizable enough advantage right now over Grigsby as they roll off the exit at corner number 4. Back down the front boulevard into 1. No problems for the 5-star Penn. Grigsby in hot pursuit now down the back straightaway. Grigsby now inching closer and closer for the race lead. I'm not sure that lap traffic is going to become a factor in this one if we do even stay green. Grigsby has found a niche, found his niche, and found the quick lane right around the hub of the track and found us a dig off the exit of 4. And watched the way he exited off of exit 2. He's able to drive it in much deeper, keep his car stuck to the hub. I'll be honest though, Penn looked much better that time off the exit of 2. It's going to be between who plays their cars right. It's a chess game right now, and the caution's going to wave as Grigsby drove it in deep. Play. All over them. Throw a blanket right now over your top 6 cars. Off the exit of 2. They're 3 wide for third into turn number 3. They're still 3 wide. Oh my, they're still 3 wide off of 4. Grigsby just bobbled there off the exit. And here comes the Marksville, Louisiana Racers Gidry. And they try to go 4 wide there off the exit. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Hey, y'all gotta get back. I do not want y'all to fall off the roof. You're good. We're back on the way, and the Marshall Missile got a good restart here. Grigsby got a great start. He'll try to the inside. Pressure for the race lead. They're going to go 1 by 1 by 2. 3 wide once again into 3 and 4. Off the exit of 4, side by side for second. Guidry has become a major player in this one. 50% of this race is complete. They're going to go side by side for the race lead. Casey Penn feels the pressure now from the Marshall Missile. Off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Here comes the Missile from Marshall. The Missile's heating up. Off the exit of 4, they're 3 wide for the race lead down the front straightaway. Woo! The last limited modified race we had here was won by Craig Oaks, was an absolute thriller. And down the back straightaway, you can call McGregor and Mayweather, I don't care, but these guys are doing battle, and we got 20 of them doing battle. Oh, it's a contact in the left rear quarter from the 69 of Grigsby. I got 69 reasons right now. He'll head back off into 1. The 5-star feels the pressure. He's going to have to be a 5-star stunner. Off the exit of 2. Penn trying to write his name on the check tonight. But the Marshall Texan has other plans. And the Marshall Lewin Auto, JCT Auto Sales, raceontexas.com, number 69, PTS powered IRP. And you find Mark Sill, Stephen Guidry, who is hitting his marks. And the 99 of Mark Underwood is looking awfully good. Hey, I told y'all got... All the 2 down the back straightaway. Five laps to go. Only 5 more trips around the Boothill Speedway here tonight in limited modified action. And your second A main as Jack Sullivan just won your main event. Penn has kept them honest the entirety of this one. They're side by side for third, still off the exit of 4 down the front straightaway. Grigsby, if he's gonna go, he's got to go now. He's got to throw all the aces on the table, and nothing but aces in 69. And here comes the Marshall Missile. 2 to go this time by. Grigsby's gonna thread the needle into 1. Casey Penn's got to drive the best 1.5 laps of his career right now down the back straightaway again in the turn number 3. Oh, I'll tell you, the good news is, Casey Penn, you're out front with maybe 1 lap to go, but the bad news is the Missile from Marshall's to your inside. Grigsby, who swept the 7,000 to win, King of the Hill event. Grigsby got over the inside to take the race lead. Off the exit of 2 on the final lap, Casey Penn. A little bit of rub, a little bump and a little rub. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Penn drives it in deep, but it's not enough. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby rises to the occasion and snatches one away from Casey Penn on the final lap. And Casey Penn may not be too happy about that one. I'm not sure. We'll see if there's any post-race fireworks. But Penn may not be happy with the Marshall Missile, and he's not. He gives him a shot in the shorts. He says, I don't like that too much. And Grigsby says, I got to do what I got to do to win. And he gives, easy, Derek. You might. He just gave him a little, hello. Hey, either way, Boothill, how about that race? If you don't like what you just saw, I don't. A little bump and run for the win for the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby in victory lane. Derek. Well, do we need to give him? Derek Grigsby makes a final lap past Boothill Speedway to get the dub after Casey Penn leads 19 tonight. Well, your car to the bottom on the hub of the track each time in final lane. Man, I knew it. It was coming down to the wire. The Missile fires, and it fired well.
Yeah, we missed the setup, man. We're still guessing. I mean, to tell you the truth, we're still struggling. I'm driving harder than I need to drive. I don't have the bite that I had, but man, I could see him going in harder and harder as the race went on. He's getting a little squirrely. I know he may have got upset I got under him, but when somebody gets under you and you get sideways, you know, it is what it is. I didn't come here to get second. Y'all can boo all you want, but we just won this one.
I don't think there was too many boos there, actually, Derek. Hey, you know, Casey and I are friends. You and I are friends. You guys very equally. But I'll tell you, he's making an autograph here for Sean. But as he was opening that bottom up, were you kind of waiting on the right time to fire it in there, or you guys honestly look? I'd tell Casey the same. You guys didn't make. I mean, he finished the race. You guys didn't make significant contact. He may have a donut on the side, but I mean, if the same thing were done to you, I'm sure. I'm not. How would you feel about it?
I mean, the same thing's been done to me. This is dirt track racing. It's short track racing. We're not out here to make friends. We're out here to win the race.
69 Reasons of Victory Lane tonight, man. I want to give you a opportunity to thank all the folks that helped you out in the race car. That was a wild one, man. I've been sick all week. RP Race Cars, JCT Auto Sales, DRS Racing Shocks, Rhino Rear Ends, RaceOnTexas.com, PTS for all the horsepower. Too much horsepower tonight on this track. McLeod Towing, Roscoe Glide Transmission, Superior Graphics for making this thing look good. My dad, Paul, everybody for busting their butt over there, doing everything I asked them to do. We got lucky tonight. We didn't have the best car. I want to say one more thing. After you swept the King of the Hill, you won $7 grand, and then you won the limited race that night. You got a cool 8,000 that night. You come back, you finished 6th. You couldn't catch that top 5 lead pack when Craig Oaks won the last limited race. How does it make you feel to come back tonight? You say the car's off. It seems pretty decent, but we got 10,000 on the line in a few weeks down in Waco. I mean, there's awfully some things you got to work on with this car to get it where you want if you want to win that 10 grand over there.
Yeah, I mean, we're changing things, trying to get better. We're not where we want to be. And to tell you the truth, what we did tonight didn't make it that much better. Last week, well, 3 weeks ago, last time we ran over here, we were way bad. We were just burning the tires off. We're a little bit closer tonight, but we're not where we need to be to win that 10,000.
Well, congratulations to you on a stellar run tonight, man. It was fun to watch from my vantage point. Had a bit fun from where you were sitting.
Yes, sir. A lot of fun.
Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby back in Victory Lane here at the home track. Your 4-cylinder race is underway. These kids are a trip. They're door-to-door. Look like they're for the race lead into 1. How about this? You can throw a quilt over your top 4 right now in your 4-cylinder main event. They're door-to-door for the race lead off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. I want to wish a big 50th happy birthday to Brian Hartley. He's as good as he ever was. Happy birthday to you, Brian. Enjoying a 50 tonight. Hey, this youngster, I asked him the last name several times, and he wanted me to say that happy birthday to Miss Lauren. So happy birthday to you, Lauren. Leading now out front, the 55 of Cody White. White, your race leader. The 14 of Collier in hot pursuit, your point leader here at the hill. Miss Triple X, Brittany Shireen in 3rd. Pressure by the 29 of Lafitte. Your top 4 right now, all on the same straightaway. Only 2 laps to go in this one. The center of the hourglass is ticking away for Collier to make a run on White. If he's got to go and he wants to win, he's got to go, and he's got to go now. Final trip, the white flag will be coming out right now. Your front wheel drive 4-cylinder main event with the white taking the white flag. Got the black flag pointed at him at one point. Your 4-cylinder main event goes to Cody White. And here, like I was talking about earlier, inside of the 6th row, sorry, the 5th row, the Sal's Automotive number 96, the Nightmare, Michael Knighton from Keithville in 96. Former pure stock truck ace. 20 laps, the lights are going out. Dean Rasco going to set the pace from the pole position at Colt 45, and we're underway. We're underway into 1 and 2. They're 3 wide for third already on the start. Down the back straightaway, they're going to go door-to-door over the race lead. Myers going to get the advantage as they approach turn number 3 for the first time. Rasco going to roll. They're 3 wide still for third through the middle point. They're side by side for the race lead off of 4. Door-to-door momentarily there. Shaw's going to go to the infield, take a stroll. Shaw takes a ride, and the caution's out. So right now it's a pair of Louisiana drivers up front, and here comes Vic Jr. for the race lead to the inside. The winningest driver here a year ago at Boothill won 4 as we were coming into the big 5,000 win King of the Hill event. They go to the inside of Cody Myers, showing some pressure. Miles will smash the loud pedal, use that outside line right through the middle point of the Boothill Speedway to his advantage. That's exactly the line that Doug Vick rolled to victory last weekend as he swept the Pro Mod main event and the factory stock main event for a cool 4,000 total for the Texas State Championships at Timberline and Corley, Texas. Of course, Vic Jr. is your most recent factory stock winner here, trying to go back-to-back. He is heating up. It seems like he's back in 2011 Doug Vick Jr. form. As here, he won the 5,000 win Cajun Classic. He's gotten better and better each and every week in this brand new car that his brother built for him. It took a lot of time to get this car ready and prepared to go, but he has dropped it out at the perfect time of the season when all the big money is going to come up on the line. The Cajun Classic, of course, coming up in October. And I believe he plans on going down to Waco as well. As Myers still continues to lead. You think back here to a couple of months ago when Myers made his debut in the 2017 season. Crossed underneath the checkers first, but was not deemed your victor as post-race tech posted a disqualification for driver 55. But he came back the following week to Vivian, Louisiana, to Gene Borders Arclatech Speedway and won, and they came back and had a stellar run here at the Hill. So we're 50% complete as they cross the flag stand as they head back off into 1. Myers still out front with a race lead. The pair of Louisiana natives and then the Wascom Texan Dean Rasco's got them within striking distance. Your top 3 is separated from the next trio that is about 6-7 car lengths behind, with Jody Prince ahead of that battle of the 24 of Bo Perry and Tupper back in 6th and 23. I have a feeling Vic Jr. is ready to fire it a lot like Derek Grigsby did. But Dean Rasco's found something as well, and he's getting closer and closer to the 4V for second. Not sure if Vic Jr. is going to find it. Myers smooth as silk. You got a top, you got a middle, and you got a bottom. The caution flag waves for the third time in this race. Lights are out. Cody Myers up front with a race lead at 55. We're back underway. Dean Rasco got to go to restart. Rasco with a good restart. He'll go to the inside of Vic Jr. there for the second spot. Can't get the job done. Vic Jr. is going to fire to the outside and use that outside line of that momentum to his advantage. Into 3. Vic Jr. using the high line. And all of a sudden, becoming a player and throwing his hat into the ring and showing some aces. Here comes Ryan Burke. The Keithville racer, Ryan Burke. Maybe the fly in the ointment here. And the final half of this race, the 34 JR is rolling to the front. One coming around to do 3 and 4. No harm, no foul. We stay clean and green. Shaw comes around. They're 3 wide at midpoint of the back straightaway. Jody Prince losing spots. They're side by side. Dean Rasco, door to door. Vic Jr. there for the second spot off of 4. Ryan Burke and Perry now door to door as well. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go into turn number 1. 5 laps to settle the score. Bossier City, Louisiana's Cody Myers still out front, setting a torrid pace around the hill. Somebody's going to have to get up on it and put the whip to the bad boy and run down the young man out of Bossier City to get this win tonight. As they set sail back into 1 and 2. How about Dean Rasco and Doug Vic Jr. being door to door for the last 5-6 laps after the restart? Dean Rasco has got ice in his veins tonight, feeling it and feeling well. Off of 4. Can't quite dispose of the 4 Vic Jr. for second. And the more they race door to door, the harder it is for them to reel in the 55 of Myers out of Bossier City. If they continue to race side by side, neither one of them will have a chance, as there'll be 2 laps to go for Myers. Down the back straightaway, next time by, I'll be 1 lap to go, 1.5 there. White flag out for Myers. Hey, I'm gonna interview him. I'll make it really, really fast. I'll pull it down on the infield if I need to, okay? Off of 4, your main event winner. Second of the year goes to Cody Myers from Bossier City in 55. Holding off the 4 Vic Jr. A good run for Dean Rasco tonight to grab 3rd. The 24 of Bo Perry holds off a great run as well for Keithville, Louisiana's Ryan Burke, who rose all the way up to 5th. The winner tonight, I don't know if he can hear you over here. Should be over here. They're Cody Myers out of Bossier City, your factory stock main event winner tonight. I'll try to get a word with Dean Rasco as well for that great run that he had with Vic Jr. Hey, Boothill, give it up for a great run tonight for Dean Rasco, coming home in 3rd behind Vic Jr. A stellar run for Dino, as him and Vic were side by side for the last 8 laps in that one. All right. Cody, come over here and meet me real quick for the Race on Texas cameras, because Vic Jr.'s got to hop out of his car and get in the Pro Mod anyway. So I'll get Cody Myers. There he is, folks. Give him a big hand. Out of Bossier City, Cody Myers climbing out of the car. Cody, there early in that race, it seemed like it was anybody's race, and then from about 5 laps in and on, the 55 car really came alive, man. Got to feel good to come back here to Boot Hill and get you a dub tonight.
Man, that felt great, man. You know, at first I wasn't for sure. I wasn't for sure where the groove was going to be at. So once we got going, and I figured the bottom, you know, was the best way around. We got down there, and it worked perfect all night long for us.
Ever worried after some of them cautions? You know, you got Rasco, and you know you got a hot Doug Vick Jr. behind you, who's been very hot lately.
I was a little worried, but knowing that there really wasn't a top groove, and I could just, you know, just set my pace and run my groove, and I'd be all right tonight.
What's it been about your year? I mean, you've raced about 6-7 times total, and you've got 3 wins. I mean, we'll talk about the other stuff some other day, but every time you've been behind the wheel of the car, man, it's been outstanding.
We just keep working hard each and every week, you know, because these big money races are where it's at. You want to win them, you know, make a name for yourself. So we just keep working hard every week in the shop.
Who gives you all that help?
My dad, the Tuggles, Cameron Furr, Danny Furr with Boone Race Engines, Cody Murphy, Dylan Adams, Andy Burson with MB Electric. Man, there's quite a few more people. I'm sorry for forgetting, but there's a lot of people that helps each and every week for us.
We talk about how stellar or how tough this factory stock division is, and when you can come out, you know, there doesn't have to be 7,000 on the line. You guys will race out here for a corn dog for $300. There's no difference, and 122 guys are the best 46 that you could find here tonight. It's got to, you know, always say it should be a shot in the arm for you and the race team to win on any given Saturday night, as tough as the competition is these days in this particular class.
Man, it's hard to win any week out here with these guys. There's just so much stout competition, and, you know, we're blessed to, you know, pick them up when we can.
What does it mean to win here at Boot Hill?
It means everything to me.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations to you. Good to see you here in Victory Lane, my friend.
Thank you.
Cody Myers out of Bossier City, your factory stock main event winner tonight. Figure, why not get the good out of it? Vic's on the racetrack in his car now. May have to interview Stormy. Looked like a lot of fun from where I was sitting. Had to be fun where you were sitting.
It was a whole lot of fun. You know, I just hugged Doug Vick's neck and said, man, that's like driving your daddy or your brother when we knew you get to race that close to each other and never run over each other, give each other room like that, and to be able to race that tight. All of us want to win, but hey, you take a good race like that any night.
I want to get a quick word with you, man. Congratulations on a great run tonight, man. Heat race win and a solid 3rd place finish. Can't shake a stick at that as a few times you've raced this year.
Thank you.
Gene Rasco, 3rd in the factory stock main events are underway. Billy Robinson and Mike Washburn are going to go side by side. The 3 wide for the race lead. All the 2 down the back straightaway. Vick Jr. trying to thread the needle and go 3 wide there off the exit of 2. Mike Washburn's going to roll off of 4 and lead lap 1 at 27. Turns 1 and 2. The 27 with the race lead over the 0-1 of Robinson. Mike Washburn and his few wins. He's won them over Vick Jr. Bechet's won one over Robinson. Undoubtedly, he's got some stiff competition nipping at his heels tonight. As they're door-to-door there for second once again off the exit of 2. Vick Jr. all over Billy Robinson for the Brown Cities owners, and this was they head off into 3. This is a neat perspective. Lights are going out. Mike Washburn, your leader in 27. Mike Washburn trying to hold off Vic Jr. in the 01 of Billy Robinson here for the race lead. We're back underway. Another solid start by Washburn as he heads off into 1. Mikey Mike. Love the McDonald's on the nose because he's loving it out front right now. He has been as good as any competitor we've seen in this division over the last several years, or even since 2010 when this class started. I said he won a John Harvey Toyota Arklatex Championship in Vivian at Arklatex several years ago when this class had just begun. But as of late, he has definitely showed what he is made of, as if we weren't already aware. That's one tough customer. And right now he's going to look to hold off the driver who swept last weekend's event for the Texas State Championship over in Corley, who won the Pro Mod race and had a second in the factory stock to Grigsby at the King of the Hill. Vic Jr. is undoubtedly one of the hottest drivers around right now in factory stock and Pro Mod divisions. And he is inching closer and closer to the tail tank of the 27 for the race lead. This one could get very interesting here in the closing laps. Vic Jr. is able to find a drive off of exit, and he'll take a peek to the inside. Mike's got to know he's there now. He'll feel the pressure. Mike says, I got to step it up now. Mike feels the pressure to go door to door for the race lead off the exit 2 down the back straightaway. The 4 and 27 going to go at it here at the hill and settle the score. All kinds of contact in the 1 and 2 between the 911 and the, not sure what number that is. The 911, hopefully he can get down to the infield here. But on Friday night will be heat races for the Limiteds, Factories, and Pro Mods, plus the four-wheel drive or front-wheel drives. If I call them four-wheel drives again, I'm going to slap myself. And the wedge carts will run a full show. Saturday nights will be the mains, and the Limiteds, Factories, and Pro Mods, plus Modifies will run a full show. So Mike Washburn trying to hold him off, as right now Vic Jr. And here comes Robbie Hickman all of a sudden. Robbie Hickman, who had a stellar heat race performance earlier, that 39 car has come alive here late in the going. Got in there a little hot. Robinson and Vic Jr. going to go door to door there into 1 and 2 for the second spot. Robinson, who fell to third for the majority of this race, earning that longer green flag run. As the laps are ticking down in this one. I believe it's 5 to go. Maybe I just don't notice it. 3 laps to go this time for Mike Washburn. Washburn has a sizable advantage now over the 01 and the 4 car. Like I said, this time by, shown from Keith Parker, your flagman. It'll be 2 to go in front of the face of the 27 of Mike Washburn out of Shreveport, Louisiana. No mistakes in this race. White flag is out for Mike Washburn, the final quarter-mile trip around the oval here in Greenwood. He sends it off down the back straightaway for the final time. No question who had the baddest Pro Mod here on this dirt track Saturday night. Off the 4, Mike Washburn back to victory lane to the Arklatex Sheet Metal Welding number 27 for the 3rd time this year. A great battle there with Vic Jr. to the 01 of Robinson for the 2nd spot. So we'll get Mike to pull in front of the sponsor banners here, and that'll allow Scott Burson to perhaps get a good shot. Man, Modifieds are having tough breaks tonight. Brought forward, one of them broke coming out for the feature, which isn't funny. Them guys have too many bones in those cars. Hey, everybody that's left here, this guy bought a pit pass like everybody else got to this point. I know weather's been a factor. But give it up for the third time this year for Mike Washburn in 27. Mike, I don't know, man. I've seen you have some stellar runs this year. That may have been the best one of all. Ooh, man, I'm telling you, at the drop of the hat to dispose of Robinson like that and to have Vic Jr. only test you really one time in that race and to separate yourself by about 5 car lengths coming to the checkers, man, it's got to make you feel really, really good.
That was a heck of a race, Zach, and it does feel good to get it back in victory lane.
You know, I've just told the fans that the last several years since this class started, really, it's been Jeffrey Bechet, it's been Doug Vick Jr., Billy Robinson, and a few other guys, Jason Beasley. There's been some guys that have won. Skeet Amundsen's been a part of it there. But you've won an Architect Championship a few years and I haven't forgot about that. You've always been able to wheel a car, but you've cemented yourself as one of those guys that they know that the 4 and the 01 know that they got to beat 27 now when they come to the racetrack.
That's a good thing to know, but I know when I pull in the gate, I got to beat the 01 and the 4V too.
That's what makes this thing a race. That's what makes it fun. If we always knew we were going to come out on top, then what fun would it be?
It wouldn't be any.
Yeah. Man, what does this mean to you though to kind of get on a streak where you've hit something where you can be so consistent?
I didn't hear you, Zach.
I said, what does it mean to you though to kind of hit on something on this car to be so consistent lately, man, where it makes it coming to the racetrack very enjoyable?
It is. When you pull in the gate, you know you got a chance to battle them 2 or 3 for the win. It's fun.
Now let's hear about all the folks behind the scenes that help you out that we don't maybe hear about all the time.
My wife, Pam, my nephew, Justin, who's not here tonight. BJ Cook helps me tremendously. Architect Sheet Metal, Connie's Hideaway, McDonald's. That's it. Scott Young.
Man, if earlier in the year you'd been out here, that points deal would be pretty close right now.
Yeah, we had a broke rear end one night and a broke gear one night, and if you go back and look, that's the points.
Congratulations to you, Mike, as the modified main event gets underway. Want to make sure I got a word with you for Race on Texas, man. Great run tonight, my friend.
Thank you, Zach.
Mike Washburn in Victor Lane out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Modified A main is underway, and David Winslet out front with the race lead. At a D-Berry, the 211, a Chase Hatton trying to... Winslet continues the lead in the 21. Hatton doesn't quite have enough for him right now on the 211. So I mentioned the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship coming up October 27th and 8th. September 30th we'll have more late models here. An unsanctioned 1,500 to win super late model event here at Boot Hill. The late models will be back here September the 30th. So David Winslet's out front walking the dog right now. Championships at the Timberline. Turned the fastest lap time of all modified drivers. We'll see if he has anything for Winslet. Winslet hitting his marks each and every lap. 5 to go this time by. 2 to go this time by for David Winslet. Final quarter-mile trip around the racetrack. And your last race of the night here at the Oval. So Jack Sullivan wins your first main event of the night. Derek Grigsby wins your second one. And David Winslet will win the final one tonight, driving car number 21.